Hey guys, it's Chris1, and I'm here to talk about my wishlist for Kazuya in the next patch when the Sword gets released on October 18th. I know it's sometimes pointless making videos like this, but I think, with the last patch, possibly the last patch coming out, it wouldn't hurt to try to ask for things on my wish list to see if Nintendo listens or not. If they don't, that's fine. If they do, perfect. I'm hoping that it would be similar to the Rock Croc situation with Captain Falcon and Fatality. How he made a video on that, and then about a month later, Sakurai decides to listen in, or the balance team, and kind of give options for Captain Falcon after a Rock Croc. So, my wishlist. My wishlist is not just buffs or nerfs, it's a combination of both. Because I think everybody understands that Kazuya is overtuned in a lot of aspects, and his weaknesses are very drastic and almost ignored. So I was very happy when Kazuya got released. That's the reason why I got into Smash again. But it saddened me when listening to the direct when Sakurai pointed out how Kazuya was very weak, so they had to give him a ton of overtunements and buffs just to make him playable. And this caused a lot of issues in general. When you're doing any sort of balancing for a game, you generally don't want to strive for that kind of goal. You generally want to make a kit that is versatile or a kit that has an identity without causing any overtunement or anything like that. And this is the case for Kazuya, unfortunately, where he is ridiculously overtuned. So there are a few things you can fix with him. You can fix his advantage, moveset, and disadvantage. And then he becomes a less stressful character and a more, just a more well-rounded character in general, and not this volatile mess, not this emotional stress kind of character that both parties end up hating themselves, similar to Lucario in Smash 4, where, yeah, people were happy Lucario won, but everybody hate fighting Lucario. Everybody. So, let's talk about what we can start off. The most important thing that I think you should do with Kazuya is a buff. But it's not like a ridiculous buff. It is a ridiculous buff. Okay, never mind it. It is a good buff. But I think it's a much needed buff. And it's not even a buff. It's more of a fix that started out in day 1. So, if you didn't know, Kazuya has the slowest jump squat in the game. Let's count it out together. I'm spamming the jump button now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is when he gets in the air. Yeah, I double jump by accident, but that happens. But 7 frames for him to jump, and that's not talking about the evasive properties of a jump. Because without that, Kazuya loses tons of options that other characters have. So not only is his aerial game slower, which is what Nintendo was intending with the balancing, they wanted to make Kazuya very ground-based, which is fine. But the issue I have is that it affects his disadvantage game and options as well. So let's say you're in a corner. You know your opponent's coming for a grab. What options do you have? You have spot dodge, which requires good timing. Roll requires good timing, and both these options, if you get red, you will get destroyed. And it doesn't even have to be a hard read. Or what most characters like to do is jump aerial / jump attack to get away from the grab. Kazuya doesn't have that option. It is very hard for Kazuya to escape a grab in disadvantage because his jump is that slow. He's forced to either play the iframe game or the spot dodge roll game. And this is very terrible. It really limits him to like 3 options. When other characters, they can fade back, short hop, they can double jump immediately, they can approach jump, they can do a stationary short hop, they can do a full hop. Kazuya doesn't have that option in this kind of disadvantage state. because his jump is so slow, he will not get away from the grab. This is very, very, very bad for him. And I think it's necessary for him to be able to have the same jump squat as literally every character in the game. There's going to be 89 characters in the game. So why is Kazuya the only one with double the speed in jump squat? More than double the speed in jump squat. Or twice as slow. More than twice as slow than every other character in the game. His jump squat is literally slower than Bowser's, Ganon, all of them, because guess what? They all have a frame 3 jump squat. So it really is an unnecessary day 1 nerf. I think it's something they need to address. It's so ridiculous. Now, I'm not here to just talk about buffs, because Kazuya doesn't need only buffs. He needs nerfs, adjustments, fixes. Give him a frame 3 jump squat, and if you left it as that, he'd become a monster. And not just a monster in general, but like just a nightmare to play against, and kind of feels undeserving because of his overtunement. So let's talk about some things we can take away easily. Super armor. So I think the down B super armor is perfectly fine because it has its uses. It's actually useful in Kazuya's game plan. You know, it's initially the down B is very slow, but because it has super armor, it can be used as a mix-up option and everything, and it's not too bad. But what is very unnecessary is a super armor on this forward smash. This forward smash does not need to be this strong. Lower the strength of it. Let's see, where's that player? Lower the knockback of this move. It's ridiculous how strong this move is. And it does 31%. It does not need to do that. Make it around 20% or 25%. Don't make it 31%. That's a sheep combo, bread and butter. That's ridiculous. The amount of kill power this move has is ridiculous. And you do not need to take this. You do not need to have super armor. Super armor is ridiculous. Take the super armor off. Take the super armor off, lower the knockback, and lower the percent. And when I say lower the knockback, I mean a lot of knockback should be lowered. And the general thing you're going to notice in my wishlist is lower knockback, lower percents. Because that's a lot of overtuning. So, this super armor gone, lower percentage, percent damage, and lower knockback. Great. Next smash attack. Down smash. I think down smash is almost fine, but take away the super armor. He does not need the super armor. And I can see what Nintendo was going for. Right now, I'd argue that super armor, I can see why they would give it to him for the down smash, or why it could be useful, but it's just not necessary. Take it away. Take it away. The percent, 20%, I guess that's kind of fine. It's not 30, but it does not need super armor. Please take that away. That's stupid. The next thing is his up smash. Believe it or not, I may sound crazy for this. Outside of the percent, I think up smash is fine, including its super armor. Because his outer shield game is so terrible, he needs the super armor to really deal with some options in the game. And people might complain like, oh, you know, he doesn't need it or anything, you know. But if you think about it, his fastest option is a grab, frame 7. But outside his grab, it literally jumps to frame 15 neutral air. That's a whole 8 frame gap between any outer shield option. Outside of up B and up smash, of course. Which is, you know, the gap is going to be 7 frames. But still, that's a lot. So, he cannot deal with stuff like Roy's continuous jabs. If Roy just spams the jab button, he can't deal with that. He has to roll or spot dodge. He can't jump away either, which is the annoying part. He has almost no options besides parry, roll, And even spot dodge doesn't give him a good situation. So it's just not a good scenario for it. Other characters can jump away, they can do a nair out of shield, they can do some other options to beat Roy's jab mix-up. Kazuya doesn't have that. Now if Kazuya is spaced out, he can up smash super armor through it. If it's a Crom, he can always up smash and beat the second jab out, which is nice. You know, it's great that he has some sort of option. Almost every character in the game has an option though. So why doesn't he have one? Why does he not have one that's not a generic option? A generic evasive option that can be destroyed from, you know, just a weight charge forward smash. So I think its up smash is perfectly fine. Outside of it doing 22%. Make it do 20. Make it do 19 or 20. We're good to go. So to recap with a smash attack. Forward smash, it needs 3 nerfs. It needs the damage nerf, knockback nerf, and take away the super armor. Down smash, take away the super armor, and up smash is perfectly fine. Maybe lower the percent and that's it. Nothing too crazy. Next is his general damage in general, or his general damage percentage. You take a look at Electric Wind God Fist. Great move, best move in the game. But Kazuya doesn't have any. I mean, it's the best move in the game. The issue I see is that because it's the best move in the game, I see where they're going with. It should fit in Kazuya's kit. I like the way it is, the way it works and everything. It rewards you heavily, and because of its short range and Kazuya's mobility, which is very lackluster, it makes it from a really good move to just a top tier move, or just a high tier move. It's not the best move in the game because it's in Kazuya's toolkit. If it was in any other character's toolkit, it's uncontested the best. But Kazuya doesn't have the speed or anything to make this. I mean, he can wave dash in and everything, but he's still lacking in speed compared to other characters. So this move it's alright. It's really good. It's really good. I think it's perfectly fine and everything because it's Kazuya's kit. It is strong. It is ridiculously strong. If I had to say any sort of adjustment with it, it does not need to do 17.4%. That's just ridiculous. Make it do, I say 12 or 11%. 12 or 11% is perfectly fine. You still keep the strengths of it. It still remains in Kazuya's identity, but you know, it's you take away the scenario where you get hit by Kazuya 3 times and you're at 80 or 60. I think that's a stupid situation. Reward Kazuya for his execution, not for hitting once or twice. So lower this to 12%, 11%. Does not need to do 17.4. That's just atrocious. Next thing is Wind God Fist. That does not need to be 16.2. Take away the pushback from Wind God Fist on shield. There should not be any pushback on shield. Your opponent should 100% be able to shield grab this every time. This is, if Kazuya ever throws this out, it's an execution mistake. I don't care what you say, it's an execution mistake. Yes. So if he ever throws a Wind God Fist, punish Kazuya for his lack of execution. This should do 9%. You know, a few percent less than the electric from my ideal electric percent window, and have 0 pushback. No pushback should be needed for this move. It's ridiculous. So that's that. And then let's see what else. This move is great. I love this move. One of my favorite moves for Kazuya is back tilt. Again, put that to maybe 14%, 13%. Does not need to do more than 15. None of his tilts should do more than 15 or 16%. None. There's no reason for that. Even the Ganon forward tilt should not be this strong. Make them all under 15%. So back tilt, I'd make that 14 or 13. 14 or 13 sounds good without, yeah, it just sounds good without like destroying it. The knockback is great. Keep it the same way. Everything about it's fine. Down tilt, I see, you know, the iframes on this, it makes sense with Kazuya and Tekken. Perfectly makes sense. This move, it's not something that's going to be that used with Kazuya, but again, lower the percents. Does not need to do 18%. That's too much. Up till 7%. This is a 2-hit move. This more on so the second hit. Second hit should also do 7. You know, they shouldn't have different damage outputs. See, it's very hard for me to get the second hit without the first. There. Does not need to do 12%. Just make it 7. Both 7. Both 7. Both 7. Down for 2. Or down for A. I'm sorry, down for 2. This 8%. Second hit's too strong. Please. 12%. Second hit too strong. I like this move though. This move is pretty fine. What else? This move. This is more of a gimmick move. I don't mind it too much. I don't think there's much needs to change on this move. It's a gimmick, designed to be a gimmick. You can shield grab it. You can destroy it on block if you finish the string, or if he stops. There's no mix-up at all with this move. It's really only good if you think your opponent's going to drop shield or, I don't know, space incorrectly. This move, initially I thought this move was going to be great. It's that was going to be amazing, but there's problems with it. I don't think it's that useful actually. I mean, I don't think there should be any changes on it, per se. Let's see, how much damage does it do? It's very hard to get this hit. Yeah, I can't get the hit. I don't know what percent it does, but I don't think it should be changed much besides lower percentage. What else is there? Up tilt, down forward A, down back. Great move. Great move. Percent, perfect. 10% perfect for me. What else is there? Kazuya strip. This is a great move in general. So that covers his tilts. Now let's talk about his crouching options. Big jab. It does its job. Great. Down forward A. I actually like this move. This is very good for the invincibility and everything. So it has huge knockback, but Kazuya's not going to really throw this out like that. And it's a very slow startup move, even though it's a full body invincibility. It's very slow, so it's one of the hardest moves to find uses. I like using it against Sephiroth's up B because it's one of the few moves that can beat it out if you time it right. But overall, I think this move is perfect. Perfect the way it is. Good. Now, the other move is down back A. And before I can talk about that, I have to talk about a huge weakness with Kazuya. His Edgeguarding. Or ledge trapping. It's fine to not be good at ledge trapping, but it's not fine to have no tools at all besides one. That's a smash attack. A slow starter smash attack. Not only is it slow to ledge trap, but you have to be perfectly spaced around this 5 to even get the spike past the 5. Just to get the spike. Any other situations, I am not going to hit that spike. I am not going to hit that spike. Take away the super armor of this guy. That's alright. But you need at least something to poke your opponents on that ledge. I'm not saying kill them like Wolf's forward tilt, but you need something to poke at them. And then this is where the next move comes up that I think they should buff. Full crouch down back A. Boom. I think this should hit below the ledge. I think they should change the animation just slightly where it angles downwards so it can hit 2 frame and hit opponents staying at the ledge too long right here. I think that would be perfect. It doesn't kill, it just pushes them off. You get, you know, a small percent. What is this percent? You get 13%. Okay, lower the damage too. But, you know, I would hope that you get 10%, 9% off this for your opponent staying at the ledge too long. Reset the scenario. It doesn't give Kazuya a good advantage state, but it gives him something. it gets his ledge trapping actually something. Every character has something they can do at the ledge. Give Kazuya at least one thing besides this. Besides this, where you have to space perfectly, time it right, and you have to hope that your opponent doesn't hope your opponent lets you wind up. So give him this. I like this move. This move has such great potential, but it lacks because it has no uses for ledge trapping. If you give this for ledge trapping, I would love this move. I would love to just do wave dash and boom. Or boom, wave dash and grab. I don't know, just make this have a lower hitbox. Have a lower hitbox. Let it hit below the stage. He has nothing. He has nothing that hits the stage, so give him that, please. What else is there? Aerials. Let's talk about his aerials. Nair's fine. I think Nair's fine the way it is. It's slow, designed to be slow because Kazuya's bad in the air. It has a good hitbox, good spike hitbox. But it's just okay. People think it's broken, but compared to other moves, it's an alright Nair. I think it's just alright. It does good with his kit. Yeah. Forward air, it's fine the way it is. Forward is perfect. I think it's good design. Back air, I think back air is actually pretty good. Most back airs are good, but this back air is 19 is too much. Too much. Again, make it under 15 or under. Make it 15 or actually just make it 15. Just make this 15. There's no reason why I should do 19%. The knockback is actually fine in my opinion. Slow startup, it has that traditional back air style. Slow, but very strong. So I can see where they were going with this. Just make the percent smaller. And then what else? Oh, by the way, if you lower the percent on all his moves, it actually makes Kazuya, it actually rewards Kazuya for execution and punishes for lack of execution. And why do I say that? Kazuya is known for this right here. Say you're at a perfect percent. You land on electric. Get Demon God Fist. True combo. Now, the problem is getting this perfect percent is very hard because Kazuya hits like a truck. Oftentimes, you'll be at this percentage window where if you go for that, it bounces. So by lowering the percent, Kazuya has more leeway in choosing the right moves to get the Demon God Fist punish. To get this punish here. It gives him a better window for better Kazuya players. So it rewards him for doing his combos correctly and choosing the right options. And it punishes people who have bad execution with it because they do less percents. And just in general, it just lets them know that they need to work on their Kazuya. I think it's fine. Kazuya is a character that should be rewarded for execution. And, you know, unfortunately, I'll say this, I don't think he should be rewarded for being brain dead. I don't. So it would be stupid for him to just to do, I don't know, down smash into up smash and then get 40-50%. That's stupid. Alright, so now let's see what else do we have to talk about. So up B, this is a good move. It's a good move. I don't think it should do 21%. I think it should do 15%. 16 at best. 16 at best. It's fine. 16%. It's a good move. But it should be lower. Definitely should lower the percent damage. Oh, what else is there? Oh, I didn't talk about Fortune, did I? Yeah, just don't give it 70%. That's stupid. What else is there? Up air. I love this move. This move is so good. Make this do lower percent, of course. Make it around. I actually think this move should do 9%. This move is great. The only thing it lacks is range, but that's perfectly fine because of how good it is. That is perfectly fine. Though I will say, I think you should make it. I think it should be auto cancel. I think the auto cancel window should be a bit larger. Because I believe the auto cancel window is 1 to 4 frames. Make the auto cancel window maybe 1 through 6. It's not like a huge buff, but it would be nice having a better auto cancel window for this. That way I could just auto cancel. I don't know. Lower the percent, of course. Make it do 9%. What else is there? Side B. This move. I love this move. This move is one of, in my opinion, the best design move Kazuya has. And the reason, of course, the reward is ridiculous, but it still is the best design for what it does. Because the way it's designed is, if you do not, it's very punishable on block. Like, if I'm playing against a Fox, he can charge it forward smash. He can turn around, charge it up smash. If I'm playing it, every character can almost up forward smash Kazuya out of shield, which is nice. You should get punished heavily for throwing this move out. You should. Has a huge end lag startup. Nice. Perfect. I don't think it should cross up on shield. It should be an easy move to always punish. There are some times when I'm using this move, my opponent blocks it, and then they get crossed up. That is not necessary at all. Take away the cross-up potential this side B has on shield. Make it easy to punish and make it heavy, because the reward is amazing. So you should make the risk very heavy. So make it not cross up, but it's the perfectly designed move, because on hit gives you a huge reward. If you misspace this, believe it or not, some characters can destroy Kazuya for misspacing this move, because this scenario right there, when that scenario happens, Kazuya is free to get, your opponent has a free attack afterwards. If I'm playing against a Roy and I do that, on hit he can side B. On hit he can side B, which is often a kill. You know, characters like Sephiroth, on hit, they can neutral in the back here. Boom, I get blown up. This is why I say this is a very good move, or very well designed move. The risk and rewards are weighted properly. So, good job Nintendo for that move. What else do we have? Down air. 18%, lower the percent of course. Oh, this is the thing. I say he needs his down B, really, or not needs it, but it's very helpful for him. You don't need to take away the super armor for this. The reason why I say this is because his disadvantage in the air, not only does he have the most terrible airspeed, aerial mobility in the game, one of the most, but all his aerials have a very poor low hitbox, which means if he's above you, this is what he can do. That's all he can do, really. So that's why he kind of, I wouldn't say need this, but for his kit he needs something, and this kind of makes it somewhat playable. Yeah, it makes his air game somewhat playable. Other characters, they have down airs, you know, maybe they have to time it right, but they can hit below them at the very least. Kazuya does not have that. He has this, which you can just tell how dangerous it is just by looking at it. So it's kind of nice how he at least has this to deal with that. And I don't even think it's BS. A lot of people will say it's BS because it's super armor, but in a scenario like this, I don't think it's BS. What else does he have that I can talk about? Wave dash, his movements, great. I love his movements. What else? Let's see. Did I cover everything? Oh yeah, this is an important one. This is an important one. Why? Why the hell does this exist? I'm not saying why it exists. It's okay to have a comeback. It's okay to have a comeback. Depends on how strong the comeback is, though. First of all, why does that do 38%? Why? I know it's an input command, so I'll start by saying you should not be able to shield grab out of this. You should not be able to shield grab. There should be no reason why you get a frame 7, 32% kill option at 60-70%. No, do not make the shield grab. No. I don't even think you should be able to access this move from a regular grab. I think it's fine if you do it from a down B. If you do it from a down B, because down B is slower. I think it's fine if you do it from a down B, because you can't do down B out of shield. You have to drop shield and down B. It's slower. That's perfectly fine. But don't make it shield grabbable. That's just stupid. That's just stupid. Look how fast that was. take that away completely. Take the shield grab and frame 7 grab option out. He doesn't. It's just stupid. Just keep it as a regular grab like this. There's nothing wrong with just. There's nothing wrong with that. His input command. I like it. I think it's overtuned though. Ridiculously overtuned, but I like it. But it's overtuned. Take away the super armor. That's the first thing. This move does not need super armor. Does not at all. It also does not need to beat shield. I don't think they should beat shield. I'll be honest. Make it so that your opponent, if they want, make it so that Kazuya players have to beat shield mix up by wave dashing into the input command or wave dashing to a down B. I think that would be cool. Imagine like that's the mix up. Kazuya, does he go for the down B or does he go for the input command? I think that would be dope. But I do not think it should have super armor. I don't think it should do 38%. Maybe do 25. And I don't think it should kill that early either. It's just an overtune move. Please tone it down. His short hop. Short hop is, I mean, it's terrible. We can all agree it's terrible. Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad. But it's even worse because of frame 7. You gave him a frame 7 jump squat and you gave him a very short hop. That does not go well together. He is just terrible at getting away from things. Excuse me. But yeah. So I don't mind him having a small short hop. But please again, give him a frame 3 jump squat. Frame 3. Please, there's no reason for that. Maybe there was a coding issue with his upboard A or back A, back A, but please give him a frame 3 jump squat. That's one of the most important things with it that he needs. Frame 3 jump squat. If he needs anything, it would be that. He needs a frame 3 jump squat and tuning, because his moves are too stupid in the damage percentage and the knockback. Yeah, I forgot. He also has this move. This move, it does. I see the intention. It's very slow, strong, huge iframes, and I don't want to take the identity of this move away. So I will say that keep the identity, but it does not need to hit from behind. So this is the most. Fix the hitbox. Fix the hitbox. That's what I will say, because this should not happen. Let's see if I can get this. Maybe I can't get it. You see that? Oh, well, that was alright, I guess. There are some times when this move hits from behind, though, which is annoying. If I can replicate like that, that's a good one. Let's see if I can get a better one. Oh, that would have been good. There you go. That does not need to happen. Give it a backwards hitbox, please. Alright. And then I think that covers everything that I have to say with Kazuya, really. Overall, I like Kazuya. I just wish that he was tuned out properly. I just wish that he was a character that, you know, they didn't decide to buff him because he felt too weak. Instead, they made his kit work rather than, or they made his kit more balanced, or, you know, focused on making his kit usable rather than overtuning his individual components so he becomes a playable character. That is not a good balancing strategy. Oops. The last thing I've got to mention is his jabs. His 1-2-3 or 1-2-1, or is it 1-1? 1-1. No, I think it's 1-1-1. 1-1-2. His 1-1-2 or AA delay A, delay the third hit. That's perfectly fine. What's not fine is this. The percent is actually fine, believe it or not. But I do not like how only on the third one is the SDI multiplier high. I think the SD multiplier should be high at a bigger window. So maybe make the SDI multiplier, you know, I think it's 5.0 SDI multiplier for a third hit. I might be wrong, 5 or 3. But make that same multiplier for hits 3 all the way to 6. 3 all the way to 6. So on, let's count. Where's it at? Other settings, speed, frame. Oops. I didn't count. How do I count? 1. On this third hit, definitely needs to increase the SDI. I mean, the SDI multiplier is high on this hit, but the problem is, this should not be the only high SDI multiplier, because most people are expecting the gentleman's or the delayed third hit, so they're not going to be SDIing this, because if they do, Lord and behold, they die earlier because they DI'd incorrectly. But this next hit right there, give that a high SDI multiplier. Next hit, this kick, give that a high SDI multiplier. And the I think it's an axe kick for the final one. Yep. This axe kick is the last SDI multiplier. Boom. That they need to do. Once you have that, your opponent's already messed up enough. Then it's perfectly fine if they get hit by the full string. But please, make hits 3 through 5 or 3 to 6 have a high SDI multiplier. Don't just make hits 3 high SDI with the high SDI multiplier and leave everything else alright. Like, this move should get blown up every single time, and should only work if your opponent is unaware or doesn't know what SDI is or doesn't even try to DI or anything. So that's my qualm with this move. Like, I'm fine with it doing 40% as long as it's a gimmick, or as long as it's a gimmick that's easy to deal with. A gimmick that's easy to deal with. This gimmick is too hard to deal with. Yes, you can SDI it, but if you're not, if the problem is too hard to be prepared for this move, is my issue. Like, yes, you can SDI it, but it's just too hard. Make it a bigger leeway to deal with. It's too good. But if you have to take anything away, frame 3 jump squat, take away all the super armor and lower all the knockback and percents for his smash attack outside of his up smash. His up smash is the only one that I found perfectly fine because it has utility and it is not too ridiculous. Lower the percent damage for that end down smash. Forward smash needs to be just, that is the most stupidest thing I've seen. 31%, and it kills early and has super armor. I don't like this move. Is just, why did you do that? Take that away, please. You know, and then give him a 2-frame op. Let this hit below ledge. Let this hit below ledge, please. He needs a 2-frame option or a ledge trapping move, and this will be perfect. You know, plus you have to be stationary unless you do it from wave dash. Unless you do a wave dash like that, you have to be stationary. So let that hit below the ledge. Lower the percent of all his moves. Make it 15 or under, please. 15 or under. And raise drive, nerf the shit out of it. Don't let it. Should not be able to grab out of shield grab out of it. That's so stupid. And it should not have super armor. And also it should not be grab unless you do the down B variation. And that's it. That's it for the Kazuya wishlist. So hopefully Nintendo listens to any of these. If they don't, that's fine. It's just, I just want this to be out there, so if they are listening to people, you know, it'd be nice to see any of these updates happen. That'll be it. Thank you. Bye.